Hey guys, as you can see, I'm back on business trip again, this time at Boston. So it's currently May in Boston and the weather is really warm. The cool part of business trip is that you kind of have more flexibility in terms of your schedule. For today, I don't have anything planned during first half of the day. I do have a networking social that I need to attend later in the late afternoon, but in the morning there's nothing that I have to do, so I'm kind of just like walking around, do a bit of sightseeing. Recently, a lot of you guys has been sending me DMs online asking whether MBA is still worthwhile in 2025, especially with a lot of the uncertainty going around the tech industry, the job market in general, whereby it's harder to get employment after studying an MBA, especially if you are international students. We have all seen some of the latest top US MBA employment report, right? So definitely there is decline as compared to 4 or 5 years ago when I was studying MBA. I do have some thoughts in this topic. Obviously, it's a pretty complicated topic, right? So it's not something that I can summarize my thoughts within 2 or 3 sentences. I might make a separate video on that soon, but later in the video, I'll briefly talk about my initial thoughts in this area. I'll have a regular lobster roll with
This is big.
oh, this is big lobster?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I just had lunch at the pretty famous James Hook lobster roll place. This is definitely one place that a lot of people online has been recommending, whereby if you want to get quality lobster roll and clam chowder in Boston, this is like the first place you have to go. I can't believe this is the first time I come to this place despite being in Boston a couple of times, but the food is really good and most importantly, the owner is really nice. Okay, briefly back to the topic about whether MBA is still worth it in 2025. Obviously, this is a pretty complex topic, right? So, like I say, I probably will make a video specific about it, but I think my main point would be, it depends. I know this answer sounds a bit like a very like MBA kind of business school answer, but it really depends on whether you know what you want and you have a very clear goal in mind coming to the MBA, especially if you are an international student, because I feel that these days the opportunity for international students might be a bit more tricky. So you cannot be coming to an MBA without having a clear goal on what exactly is the industry and the job function that we're recruiting for, what are the list of companies that you are aiming for. You kind of need to already be networking with the alums and have those high-level answers before even accepting an MBA offer. So that's my initial point. But obviously there's more to it. So definitely I think before considering accepting MBA offer, do reach out to as many students as possible who is currently in those schools and ask for what is like the latest international recruiting results has been. How many candidates actually got into like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, those big tech companies? How many international students successfully recruited for consulting? So these are kind of the information you need to already have before coming to an MBA and decide whether is it more worthwhile. So I'll continue walk around Boston and do a bit of vlogging and also maybe touch up a bit more on this topic later. And maybe in the evening I'll just ask some of my colleagues what do they think, because many of them they study MBA as well, so they may have some perspective on this topic. Currently, I think I'm somewhere around the financial district. Actually, I do not really know. And if I have more time later, I certainly want to go to the historic district and also maybe the Cambridge area to visit MIT and Harvard. The thing about Boston is that there is definitely a lot of like Irish influence and Irish culture, and that certainly bring back some memories because, as you all know, if you've been watching my video, you know that I did my study abroad back in uni in Ireland, in Dublin. Okay, heading down to meet the colleagues to go to welcome social dinner. Gonna be a fun night. Hope. Hi, Lead. With the current job market, do you still think studying MBA is worth it?
Yes,
Why?
because it's not only about what the job market is like now, you have to think about your long-term prospects, and also I think the just experiential value of it
Okay,
is priceless.
great answer. Okay, just ended our 3-day training, 3-day business trip. It's my final morning at Boston, so doing some like final sightseeing and walking around. It was great, like meeting all the new friends, new colleagues from different teams. So now that I have a couple hours to go before I need to head to the airport, I'm kind of like doing a bit of sightseeing to downtown Boston and heading to one of the pretty famous breakfast spots in downtown called Mike and Patty's Breakfast. Apparently they have like really awesome breakfast sandwiches, so kind of looking forward to that. Back to the topic of whether MBA is worth it in 2025. Honestly, this is a really tough question to answer because on one hand, I do not want to give any prospective students, especially international students, any false hope and make them feel that the job market is the way it is a couple of years ago. Is not. The job market has definitely deteriorated over the last couple of years, and the value of MBA kind of depreciated in the sense that the probability of any prospective students securing the ideal job that they want has reduced. I honestly do not want to give any student any false hope, and in the end they waste their time and money investing in the MBA and have to go back to their home country. On the other hand, you also do not want to crush the dreams of people who actually want to pivot to their dream job or come to work in the US or wherever their post-MBA goal is. So my response will still be whether you have done your research before coming to an MBA, whether you have a clear goal in mind on what exactly are the different fields that you want to recruit for. And for those fields, really talk to existing students or those who have recently graduated on what is the recruiting success rate of students of similar profile, whether those companies even come on campus. I definitely want to dive a lot deeper on this topic, but yeah, this is kind of like my preliminary response to all the folks who has been asking me this question for the past couple of months.
What if she told you that she still likes you and she wants you to come back? Would you go and pretend like I'm nothing, although you want her, want her, want her? I need you back, back, back. I need you back, back, back.
This is really good. This is basically like the more premium version of McDonald's McMuffin with really high quality ingredients. The egg, the sausage, and I think most importantly is the muffin. I think the muffin is the one that really stands out in terms of why I think it's very popular. I'm supposed to be heading to the hotel now, but my flight is delayed for an hour. So that gives me a bit of extra time to do a bit of like final sightseeing. And if this is the end of the vlog, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.
What if she told you